So that was great, bro. You did a great job. I'm all man now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can't. I mean, you might have 5 or 6 ideas. You're allowed to do that. Because you got halogen lights in your house or fluorescent. To do what you're doing, you need a halogen lights from China, military weapon. You get a second thought. You know, this is right on it. I mean, what's your budget? For us, what do we get? $20. Not me. What time is it? I gotta call mine. How would that be? Unless I was, did you have somebody punch me in the back of the head with a breath necklace? You're gonna die gangrene, right? And join me, you'll go downstream, and that's it. But that's why we work for us 10 years. Now, did you get paid? It's supposed to be just a below. Right? The rest of this stuff is an opportunity to make. I hope this website of yours, MSN, it's something, especially as you get older, to keep your brain signal right. But how are you going to do that? I mean, if you have the halogen lights, right, you have to change your light bulbs. Did you see what happens? I mean, did you get the public support check like I told you? Right? In this channel, you get a public support check. Now, what would happen if before we were born, a war was declared to investigate Brezhnev, this country becoming communism and socialism, or communism and socialism in the center, meaning sex with blacks and children and everything else, because the blacks were becoming extinct in their area, their city, their county. They don't have any. And what would happen if there were counters and you could see that if you went to YouTube, you put in the search engine, how do you get to YouTube? Right, type it in there. How do you get to Google Chrome? Type, right, do you have 250 million sales for say 3 to 5 years and no Microsoft? Hmm. See what happens. That we believe something, that people had money. No. They might have had property that cheated, stole, murdered somebody, right? To take it away. But whatever the stories are. So right now it will be prospected. Did he post 585 billion to U.S. military? So the best I could do is prospect. You know, go steal someone. What does this say? Why would I think that when they tell me no, there is no such right? 50% no, and no matter what you tell them, it won't be. It will definitely be their way. And it's all there's no way to make money with this, but there's definitely a way to lure people that say they have money and they don't know where they do. Your phone's been paid. That's what doing you had. That goes a long way. You're not stealing something. Basically, people did the work. The food is in the warehouses, and they were paying. They were paying. Yeah. I mean, a war was declared. One opportunity was Roman aerospace systems, right? And we were doing our part was research and development, which means test everything we're making, whether or not we have multiple flights. But they have that already on a French military jet. So your mother was at the house with some woman, So the first thing I think is something about this. Are you playing me around? Are you coming over here 72 years old for a cup of coffee and a conversation? Is it not like, you know what I mean? At this age, you can forget about it. So we got to load all the videos up there. I know I do this, I have to keep my brain still working. But I see what you're doing real nice. Is it better? You did the same. Did the same. So, so I got the Cupid's arrow right through the heart. It's a beautiful thing. Like Michael said, your is the invisible God. Right. When he taught you, you don't know what he means. I mean, you can only not by reading a book, not by going to church. And then it's hard to tell anyone. It says nobody makes it. Everybody gets that. But either way, you stay alive. So enjoy it. Hopefully, you get 25 years out of it. Now you get to play with the computer. At least you keep your mind going. Have a couple of feet. Did you clean the regular man? You got the stick up here. Is there any doctors left? Did you work that out with the doctor? What if the doctor said that? Usually you get a drink that you shit your brains out for 2 weeks. Your father, your father might have told you a good story. She just you go upside down, but she take her to cut the palms out. You know, those were the men, right? And what were we? I don't remember. The boys and girls for you, or the men were you having fun with your father's men? You know what I mean? There's no way to get paid with that. You could entertain us all. Did you get a public support? As far as I know, in Suffolk County, I listen in Suffolk County, Long Island, there's no such thing as a public support system. You go, but I could tell you that, and as they made a decision obsolete. Right? So usually the guys over here, they come over, get in a car, go for a doctor's appointment. You're gonna go to the queer, they'll get banged in the ass in second tank. You know what I mean? I mean that's if you made the first floor of heaven. Jesus Christ, and everything goes, children and all. Right? That yeah, my father said none of that will happen. Right? Well, one don't pay your bills, keep them coming back and pay them $10 instead of 10,000. Right? So how you going to do that unless there was a war declared? Well, how are you going to do that? Once the program's over, where's the money? Uh, did the Suffolk County Police Department? Why would they give you money? Why? I mean, well, as far as mine, I didn't do the whole computer. And you would have to buy a 4,000 print. That's a go. And so what you do, you print yourself a $20 bill for the day. That's all. $600. Public support nations are right. Well, I told you, I did. How are you going to do that if you work in carbon monoxide? Then you smell like machines and oil and all that stuff. You can't take a shower and do anything. I don't know. How tall are you? Is this your house? Then my father saw it the South Street. Your father didn't buy it. He didn't have anything either. Nobody paid him rent, right? Who? I don't know who they could. According to you in the newspaper, it could be anybody, right? So if you do have money based on it, Jim, that's a great story. You know that already. You knew that already. I just, the tuberculosis dripping out of my nose and my eyes. But that we're doing something. You know what I mean? So you should be heading down the line coming here. So you're in Africa. That's a good dream. That's a good dream. You know, that's if it was. But at 72, you definitely no more. But not for me, because my heart hurts me and I get drink my beer and it's warm. Beers, I mean, not beer. There's no alcohol in this. We're trying, in other words, like, we try all these new products trying to come to market. There's a problem because they might give me 6 or 7 products to do. We've got conflicting and tainted samples. They never do get the money. They never had intentions of paying. So how do you get the money for it? That big is, and people see that no address and how are you going to do it if you don't put the address with GPS on? Mobile network. Well, when I went down the southern route, I think I saw your white limo. Do we not get you that from the Grumman Aerospace? Give you that? Yeah. Wow, about 13 of them. The executives brought them to work. Something like the executives. They never use it. They had their own bus to work themselves. So, come down here, Debs with no warrant. Okay. Anyway, what? They lost the vote. Right? I don't know. Are they Democrats or Republicans? I mean, they're going to change the judges yet. I don't know. Well, the Republicans, we got away. They're one of the Democrats as a slash. And these people, according to that, they gave us 72 they gave us all their money back. And then there's France, and there's conquest of the area. And then it goes back to French talk. But I don't know anything about it. There's nobody to get paid for what you do. And you would have to have multiple marketing things. Was that what you doing? I'm just trying to ask you, do you know what you're doing? Are you getting to do your own thing for once? So there's a time tonight. So for you, 50 years old, is that it? When you want to be that, go that, not that. You keep going. It's a Spanish. Over that, you're on the farm in South America. You're not done yet. That's what I was over the new days, man. You were not around Earth, no. The clear light. Also, I'm glad you told me that's why I can be any. And teaching it, is not anything we learn. Did it ever work out for you? Did you ever get paid, or did your father give you the money? Because that's a that I'm gonna get my ass kicked from my father. Do we not? Which record is it? That's not that one. And then again, so Georgia. Right. Where's he in Florida? Was that him? I would think nothing. He thinks you're in French. You're gonna live with your mother and father. Watch. They didn't sort it out yet. Well, they wanted us to become nurses after our program. It should be that when I had printing machines to print kids. Like the debit cards don't work. According to these people, they never got a check from the bank from me. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? My nose is running. You put this in over here, it don't work. Everything's a fake brochure. Yours is an interesting thing. One is watching. What do you like? What do you write to her for? Who the hell are you? Like we got Uncle Nick done. We got 1,800 acres of pot. If you get out of class, you know how it is. No one's gonna work. It's all sore and beat. Rules that everyone's with the war, and then there's nothing out there. There's nothing out there outside 4,000 terminal illness houses. Decent shape. You only come here to get ripped off Florida. Yeah. Lose your virginity. Did I feel behind it? That's right, one's right. Now, who are they? Why is this? Did I feel something? It says no. It should be the end of the interest. See, probably about a day or so. But 20 years probably go by. Yeah, it could be. We want to see what your dreams are. So now your dreams should be on my set. I got a complete system. They don't want. They would think it was schizophrenia. There's a way to get a check. There's a way, and they're saying the whole country is mentally ill. I mean, did you do that by 2007? Like I did. It's too late. You can't get a check. If you thought it was possible to make money or do something, it's not. But to tell a wonderful site, electronic magazine, MSN, that's a good thing. But I'm sure it's still, Deidre is still in there. So, to have Deidre, you got to be on the, mobile site. It depends on all that. And some of those jobs, you have to be 60, 70 years old to get it. What could they ever do but issue money? And how is that ever the case? I went to one, there's nothing there. Nothing there. So what's this you see on your TV? Is that great maybe? Is that Voice of Virginia? And who does it? I mean, Pat is over here now. And there's a war on drugs. Did that deputy say there isn't any? And there isn't any. So we worked out 20 years. We paid our tax. We made a terrible mistake. And when you were a child, the one that came over that other house, did you not say your father didn't pay his taxes? That's a beauty. That's an absolute beauty. And the only have what you have, you had a good turn. And knowing you did the wrong. Well, after this one. Whether you did it, you did not do so. Even if you gave, there was somebody who had to give it to you. So you get the cash printing machines in New York City. I think it's Long Island City or something like that. You put it in the ATM machine. You turn the points into cash because the people are working. They need a paycheck. How? So you have to have something to offer. And then your father must have it turned it in. Right? So somehow there were 2,500 Corvette stores right, until it goes bankrupt, which is why. What that deal is, my father's did, but you have to be an enlisted guy to get that. The first thing to do is deal with someone and say, well, you have to be smart about it. Go get a handgun. I ain't doing it. You did the right thing. If that did, if that, did I do that to you? How do I get an ice pick in my home? Well, tell stupid story as a Cuban. You're not gonna, if somebody punched me out in the back of the head, it's go dead, not dead. Never is, whether or heaven, whatever your dreams are. So look around, that's it. But it does have to be painful. Unless you're gonna arrange something else. Right? Then you know the whole thing. So did you just what I saw this guy, you know the world is living in. Right. I won't mind about 7 people come to the door. I come home, we use the door. We go across the door, broke the tire, well, that's cool. You got the right nine, a couple of people left 50 cents. You know, I might have contusion and cancer. As far as I know, I was a child went away. That's where fresh food, we don't have any. Times God feed the world. Yeah. Take dump in the inventory shelves. I mean, what? We're on a JIT service. Yeah, you got the home theater system. You might have a laptop. That whole thing's on a mobile phone, right? There's nobody out there in the 145 network. Right? According to that news, the Soviet sub came down the coastline and bombed the coastline and blew up. Maybe you heard it in Washington, somebody like you, probably, right? If I see these pictures. But then again, you could be doing your falls making so the way over my head. So tell a story. There's all disconnected. Um,